That's adversity 160. In my mind, part 5. Again, the in my mind questions. And it's coming from at mindset verse. And here is the quote.
But someone gave me advice. They said, not everyone that's hurt you cares. Someone said forgiveness lets you off the hook. Why would you carry that with you?
Because they don't care.
If the person doesn't care, why are you tainting and infecting all the amazing moments that could happen in your life with someone that doesn't care how they hurt you? So how do you figure out how to let that go? And that takes work.
All right, so I'll go first, and I'll put my 3 minutes on the clock. And yes, that almost made me cry the first time I watched it. And I do feel it's a perfect way to think. And yeah, because they're not stressing what they did, so why should you stress what somebody else did to you? You know, you shouldn't let it ruin parts of your life. And I will say I don't usually stress other people's actions. I don't give it too much thought, but it's still a good perspective that she mentioned. And from my household upbringing perspective, I remember when I was a child, um, my mom talking about, Sandra Bullock is like, oh, she's cool. So because of that, and the like, I give her points. And I'm not a Kelly Clarkson stan, but I have loved her since American Idol. I did have a problem after seeing her do the Mad TV sketch with Deborah Wilson, the anti Whitney Houston Mad TV sketch, and I'm like, wait a minute, but no, you're not gonna come against my Whitney Houston. So that was a concern, but I've since forgiven her as if she cares. But I've, especially after this, but I love Kelly Clarkson, and I love that she has a talk show, and I totally dig her style and her presence on her talk show. And I think that like her karaoke thing is perfect for her because she is an outstanding vocalist. So I think it's wonderful that she combines all of that in her being on the show. Anyway, I finished early, and next will be Kevin.
Alright, I'm actually gonna read this because I wrote it down earlier. And it says that Sandra Bullock was 100% right with their statement because you should just accept the situation for what it is and peacefully move on. The closest thing I could think of for me was as I say relationship number 5. And I don't call names because they not worth it. And yes, I will admit that he did emotionally hurt me by stealing a very important ring. To me, I had to admit, accept it. I'm sorry, and for what it was. And although it did really hurt, I am a complete believer in karma. Um, and my stance has always been that it might not be today or even tomorrow, but eventually it's coming back to your ass.
Oh, right. And before we go to the next person, who will actually be Quincy, I'll say our good friend Rocky is also in the audience. The Rock Gambino. Hi, Rocky. And next will be Quincy.
So I'm gonna go off of Kevin. Kevin, you're so right. I agree. I agree. This like my situation with my shooting. I, first of all, I don't care if the person don't forgive and all that. I'm gonna move on because I got a life to live. I got things to do, and I can just dwell on that fact. Like like the law of prosperity, what goes around come around, and then it's the same old saying: "Was in the dark will come to the light, and it will get after your ass." So long that I forgive the situation and moved on and go on my life, that karma gonna come back on them even harder. I got something to say. Now be quiet. Be Destiny and I'm Beyonce. Now look here. Fuck that bullshit and all that. This move on. Let's move on with your life and just be happy. Fuck the motherfuckers and fuck them. Fuck them some more. Let's move on. Thank you. Orange digger, you got foul.
I agree with you, Orange, and Quincy and Kevin. Uh, Feelings are great. Thoughts are great, but they can also hurt. They can also be tricky, and people are ignorant, and they're also intentional, and they also are intentional with ignorance. And they also are intentional with not giving a damn, not one care about you.
Say it.
So yeah, forgive for sure, because acceptance is what forgiveness is. Accept that this is what it is with this person. This is what it is. If they decide to grow, that's fine. They're going to show their growth in how they move and their walk, period. That's just how it goes. They're not going to put on a facade. They're going to just be, you know? And if you are just being, and you're walking in your authentic nature, that's okay, even if you're misunderstood or whatever the case, but you don't have to dwell on those things. You can accept what is and move on and continue to grow and continue to learn and continue to love and continue to flourish and continue to just be your most amazing, most best self without punishing you, because that's what the expectation is when a person is out to emotionally and mentally and spiritually attack or hurt you. They're going through something that they're not dealing with in their lives. They're not dealing with
Say that,
themselves.
preach, sister, preach. Say that, amen. Hallelujah.
And
Period.
thank you, Orange. I love you. I just met you today. I rock with you, Orange. Thank you. And Quincy, I rock with you. I rock with you, bro. So come on with that. You know,
Period.
somebody doing what
But the
they
church
do
said, amen.
is no excuse. Trash energy is no excuse. If you're spreading hate, if you're spreading division, if you're spreading negativity, that's what you do. And if someone recognizes that and decides to remove themselves from that, guess what? They are loving themselves, because they recognize and accept and forgive the fact that you don't give a damn. That part's not okay that you don't, but accepting it is all right. And you don't have to, I was just talking to someone today about gossip and how that creates what it creates. If you're like in that type of realm where you're entertaining what other people say without even having all the facts yourself, you just believe what people tell you about a person instead of knowing for yourself, then you're not really trying to establish or like have anything strong, a strong foundation with that person as far as a relationship goes. You're just trying to, entertain that division or, that negativity. And that's for the birds. But the birds fly free. They do what they naturally do.